All right, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're ready for another set of stones to get cut today. I got some decent sized nodules in this bunch, got about 10 of them. Let's kind of walk through them and I'm gonna set these down, they're pretty heavy. See what we got here. All right, let's start with this one. It's pretty big seam agate. It's got some windows showing. We got a punch banded agate, and then we got a druzy pocket here, a void. I guess if this would have been full, this would have been a geode. So, not sure how I want to cut this. Do I want to cut it to miss? I don't know how deep that pocket goes. I don't know. All right, well, we'll figure it out. One way or another, we're cutting it. All right, next up, got another large nodule. This one, I do see some quartz, I believe, right here in that little pocket. That looks like some quartz here. All right, well, let's just cut it down the middle and hope that it's not just solid quartz and it's got some banded agate in it. All right, oh, there you go, big old chunky nodule. Now this one, it's got some moss pattern showing here on the edge. Oh, we got some more moss showing here. A little bit of banded agate up in this section. Huh. All right, well, I think it's gonna have a little bit of banded agate up through this section here, right here, and the rest of this, probably just a moss of some type. So we'll give it a cut, we'll see what we end up with. All right, got a flat nodule here. It's got a little piece broken out. It's got some fractures, so not sure about this one. Probably just cut it along these fractures here and hope for a good face. We'll see. All right, got another big old nodule here. Got some banded agate showing on the end. And then we got this little section here showing quartz. So again, it's hard to say what we're gonna end up with. I'm gonna guess mostly quartz. That's a pretty big pocket. I mean, I could cut it over here and see if it's banded just on the end, but I think that would be a waste of a cut. I think we'll just go for it. Cut it down the middle and hope all the quartz is on one side and we got some good banding. We'll see. All right. This is an interesting one. It's got some botryoidal surfaces here and there, some with some druzy on them. So you never know, it could be a plume or moss on the inside. That's what created these. We'll see. I think as long as it's solid, that'll work out pretty good. Hopefully it's not pitted. Moss ones are usually pitted. Okay, so this guy, see a little bit of quartz here. I see some definite banding here. some banding here. So banding here. Huh. I like that window best. If I could cut this diagonally, I think that would give me my best shot at having a full face on at least this side. This might be quartz. On that side, I don't know. I could risk it and just, or not risk it, excuse me, and just be safe and cut it parallel to this face. And I'll have something pretty good there. Ooh, I don't know. Let's see if I can't line it up for a diagonal cut. If it doesn't feel right, then I'll just cut it parallel to that face. Okay, again, I've got a little bit of quartz showing on that end. Some interesting texture here. Feels solid, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's just gonna be quartz, but I think either I will cut it across here, or maybe I'll risk it and try to cut it down the long ways, the long axis, down here. Now, I'll definitely cut through the quartz, but if the quartz is just here and the rest is banded, that'd be pretty cool. All right. And all right, so I got a broken face here showing some banded agate and some banded agate. So probably just cut it in the middle, hope for the best. All right, last chunk. Again, seam agate of some type. Oh, here you go, got a window showing some banding, banding, banding. I don't know. I think I might want to try to cut it right here. Some way I'm going to cut it where this is on one end and parallel to this. All right. Let me get this off to the saw and I'll be right back. All right, back from the saw. Let's see what we ended up with. So I did end up cutting that one. It looked like quartz down the spine, long axis. And yep, pretty much all quartz. Some banded agate up near this end, but yeah. All right. Next up. Okay, so this one had the banded face here and here. And I was thinking if I cut diagonal back behind these two faces, I'd get a big face. But unfortunately, I did not get that. This was, for the most part, all quartz in the center. So this banding was literally just on the edge there. So if I throw this one in the tumbler, this half will look pretty cool. This might just go in the yard. All right. Next up, we got the other one that had the big old block of quartz on one end. So I did cut it down the middle. And let's see if there's anything banded in here. All right, for the most part, quartz. It's got some tubes in it. If I would have cut perpendicular to this, I could have had some eyes, I think, here. But I don't know. This might be worth taking an extra cut just to see what's down here. I can see in the back there a little more, especially on that side. I don't know. Maybe this would just look cool face polished. It is pretty neat looking. All right. Next up, got that big, blocky, chunky nodule. Just kind of cut him through the agate portion. Let's see if there's anything good in it. All right, well, it's kind of a pitted moss / plume with some banding through it. Might look nice face polished. This side's a lot nicer, especially up here it stayed intact. Some really cool banding. So maybe a tumble or a face polish. All right, next up we got that big seam agate nodule. So I kind of cut back here, hoping to miss this pocket, but I just caught it. Just caught the end of it. So he's kind of hollow on one end and solid on the other. So did have some fracturing in here, but that would still look pretty cool face polished or thrown in the tumbler. And this side might be worth another cut. There's some fracturing right in here. I might get a cool pattern on the back side of that though. We'll think about it. Okay. Next up. So we had windows all over this one, so I kind of cut him diagonal to these two. And he has got some healed fractures and some very wide flat banding, which doesn't show up real nice. Probably throw this one in the tumbler. All right, next up we got a flat nodule. This is the one that had that chunk taken out of it right here. I cut right next to that. And it had all these fracture lines in it. Let's see if there was anything in it. Okay, well, it had a cool banded pattern, but I can definitely see fractures under the surface on this one. So not worth taking another cut, but face polish would look nice on this. This one's got a little lavender in the middle. Huh. All right, cool. Next up. All right. So this nodule had a little bit of agate shown on one end, and on the other end, just cut it down the middle. There's a fracture right here, and it chipped out. You can see that's about to come out. But the banding is really nice on these. So maybe a slightly domed face polish on these, and I could correct most of that, if not all of it. So we'll get a polish on that one. Okay, next up we had that kind of a blue grayish looking nodule with the orbicular orbs on it, some of them with druzy. So let's see if anything on the inside. Whoa. All right, that one's pretty crazy. No pitting, it's pretty solid. Huh. Got an open void here. I got a little geode pocket. All right, that would look really cool face polish. Same with this side. Very nice, that's pretty cool looking. All right, last up. Got the big, somewhat intact nodule. A little bit of quartz showing here. A little pop out here. Let's see what we got. All right, well, look at that. That's some really tight banding. It almost looks solid. The banding is so tight. And once we get that one polished, you'll get that parallax effect running through it. Got a little bit of calcite crystals up here. It's like 1, 2, 3 little banded centers in this one. Yeah, it's definitely worth face polishing this guy. This side's a little nicer. Yeah, face polish on that one, and we'll see if it's got that shadow banding going on. Very cool. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.